Hey guys, now I'm gonna be talking about my club, Gala, Gala FC philosophy. I kind of opened up something else this year after going over all the words that could go with Gala and kind of set some direction, kind of like a roadmap for our club. Gala FC, obviously Gala, and for us, from all the possible words that could motivate the players, we're gonna go with G stand for goals, and A after that will be standing for ambition, and L is logic, and A at the end is accountability. And I think to create an outstanding soccer player, an outstanding person in general, that could get a job after college and be very successful in life, I think these could be a great roadmap for our players to follow for future as well. So, um, with goals, obviously, my personal thing when I tell my players is set up three goals. One you can immediately reach, immediate goal. Like for example, they're not very good at finishing, and their shooting needs a lot of work. And immediate goal, let's get better at shooting. I'm gonna put my work into it. I'm gonna work extra at practices. I'm gonna go outside and take shots on my own time, and I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna achieve that goal. And then the second is a goal that could be near future, a little bit bigger goal. We're gonna be setting up, for example, like for some of our players, they want to make it varsity for their high school team. For some players, that could be college, playing college. For some players, they want to be chosen player of the year, the most improved player. Those goals, like it's near future that they could make it happen. And obviously the ultimate goal, the reaching for the stars. Every player, every person should always have something so far up, and they're gonna have to try to reach it. Thierry Henry, and I think a couple other people also said this. Maybe perfection doesn't exist, but the quest for it makes you better, and just wanting to get better. Like I think that's one of the reasons I'm wearing a Ronaldo shirt right now. And one thing I really like about him, unlike Messi, he wasn't an artist. He wasn't born with the talent. He really had such an incredible goal for himself, and he just doesn't stop. And at this age, he's still the most fit player in the world. He's like 35, 36 years old, and he's constantly wanting to get better, constantly improving himself, the hunger. And I think that's the ultimate goal, like reaching for the stars. I think the three goals. And then to have these, obviously, you need to have ambition. Ambition to go that far. You need to have that drive. You need to want to do this. It cannot be your parents. It cannot be your coaches. It cannot be somebody else. It has to be you. So that's why ambition is so important. And obviously, after that, logic. The logic is critical. Critical. Like I've seen so many incredible athletes in my time. Some of them I've seen on TV now, but like they still lack that extra logic. Some of them, the how do you make the best decisions in the field. And I think that's one of the things that, even though we're a small club, we're really trying to focus on that, trying to make our players smarter. Because sometimes because we're not a big club, and I get players coming from rec and players who wanted to make it a big name club, and they didn't, and then they come to us. And then funny enough, they actually get college scholarship through us. And that makes me think, what if either that players came to me a lot earlier, instead of looking at the club name and get the training that they're supposed to get, and like learn the logic of it. Where do you pass? How do you pass? When do you pass? The cues of things, and in detail. Like I try to explain each player's job in training. I stop and tell them exactly what I want from them. And I think it's so important that a lot of mistakes can be left alone. And I know that to a lot of people I criticize too much, so I'm mean and it's negative to them, but I'm actually very positive about a lot of things my players do. If they train with me closer, when they earn it, they feel incredible about it because they earn the compliment and they earn that spot. And I think it's important that you constantly need to remind them about, and you cannot let some of the logical issues slip, because logic is like the most important thing. Your athletic ability, there is so many great athletes in this world, so many, but there is not a lot of thinkers. Like Alex Ferguson said that the quickest player in the world for him is Pirlo, and Pirlo is not a fast guy, he's not a quick guy, he's not a fast runner, but he was talking about here. He thinks quick. He's a quick player. He responds. His brain, it works so much faster than everybody else. Like, I think that part of the game is so important. And sometimes, you get these slower guys makes incredible impact. Let's just talk about like some of the top level players, even in the world. Like, yes, speed is important, especially in our modern soccer. Strength, speed is important, but there's some players that makes a huge difference with his. And if they have the speed and the strength behind that, it makes a huge difference, right? So logic is important, and always accountability. And accountability is, a lot of people mix this up. Accountability is, yes, coaches can keep players accountable. Parents can keep them accountable, teachers can keep them accountable, directors can keep them accountable, but bottom line is the accountability of the player for himself. Like, that's all connected, right? Goals, ambition, logic, and accountability. And I think they're all the players' choices. They're all connected with each other when you think about it. Like, if the player does not make the choice to be accountable, does not make the choice to be ambitious, just does not make the choice for himself to have his own goals, and he doesn't make the choice to get smarter and get the logic behind everything, and then he or she is making the choice to be a mediocre player, or satisfied with the player, the good player he is, and not allowing himself and herself to improve even more. The hunger, constant hunger, is what makes you better and better and better and better. And I think I look up to Ronaldo. Yes, I don't like the diving. I don't like some of the attitudes that he gives in the game, but what he does for himself, the goals he sets for himself, and the drive he has for himself, that's the thing that I think the young kids should look at.